great house at Collinwood in the present time. Only Barnabas Collins and Julia Hoffman are aware that Collinwood is about to suffer a mysterious disaster unless they can prevent it. One of the clues they have concerns a mysterious place called Rose Cottage. They have been unable to learn what or where Rose Cottage is, but the two people who are in the greatest danger, the children, have discovered that Rose Cottage is a doll's house, and to their horror, they have learned that two of the dolls inside it represent themselves.
Do you think we've done the right thing, David?
They're burning. They're burning.
I know.
We have done the right thing. You can feel it.
Yes, I can feel it too. I feel free.
Now we have to go back to the West Wing.
Why?
Because if it's true, if the spirits no longer control us, the playroom shouldn't be there anymore.
That's right. Go ahead and open it, David.
Please be the closet. Please. I don't understand it. Look!
David! They're back! The dolls are back!
They can't be the same dolls. They can't be. It isn't possible.
But they are, David. They're the ones you threw in the fire.
They aren't even burned.
I know. And we're not free at all. We're still under their control. And there's nothing we can do about it. Nothing.
Don't say that.
But it's true. You know it's true. You know they're always watching us. And they know we tried to break the spell. And they're probably going to be angry with us. Especially Daphne.
Do you think Daphne will try and punish us?
I don't know what to think. But I do know that something terrible is going to happen to us.
The carousel music.
But look, David! The carousel isn't moving!
And where's the music coming from?
I don't know. It sounds faint. I don't think it's coming from this room.
It is coming from this room. I'm sure of it.
But, Elliot, I don't see why we have to involve Sebastian Shaw in all of this.
Julia, the fact is, you and Barnabas have accomplished almost nothing. When you returned to Collinwood, you had 6 clues to go on. 3 of those clues have become reality. The night of the sun and moon turned out to be a lunar eclipse. It came and went, and nothing happened. It was the same with the other 2 clues, the picnic and the unfinished horoscope. Nothing happened.
Nothing that we know happened.
We must find out before it's too late. There are only 3 clues left. Somehow we must be prepared for them.
How?
I still think Sebastian Shaw could help us.
You really do believe in his psychic abilities?
If he's a fraud, he's an extremely clever one. You know, when it comes to something like clairvoyance, I'm not easily impressed.
I suppose it wouldn't hurt to see him, but we must decide what to tell him.
I say tell him everything, beginning with the transition from parallel time into the future.
Do you think he might have a little difficulty in believing the story?
Why should he? If he himself can transcend time mentally, he should be willing to accept the fact that it can be transcended physically.
If he could enlighten us on just one of the clues, the one I believe is most important.
And which one is that?
The night Rose Cottage was destroyed. I would give anything to know where and what Rose Cottage is.
I don't understand it. The music has got to be coming from someplace in this room.
David, I know where it's coming from.
Where?
There, inside of Rose Cottage.
That isn't possible. How could music be coming from inside of a doll's house?
I don't know, but it is. David, look!
This can't be happening. You must be dreaming it.
No, I saw the lights go on.
But how could there be lights inside a doll's house? There's no electricity.
I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna find out.
No, David, don't, please. David, what is it?
A man. Inside.
You mean another doll?
No. He's alive. Come see.
There's no one else in there. There's only the dolls.
He's gone. But he was there. I swear it.
I believe you, David. I think I believe anything after all that's happened. I just wish we knew what to do.
Maybe there is something we can do.
What?
We can go downstairs to my room and write down everything that's happened to us. Everything that we've seen and heard in this room. Come on.
Try to relax, Julia. I'm sure Mr. Shaw will come as soon as he can.
Sorry, Elliot. I'd be a lot more relaxed if I didn't feel Gerard's presence here in this house.
I wish you could describe your feeling to me.
I can't. I just know that his spirit is here. But it isn't as overwhelming as it was in the future.
Something to be grateful for. It must mean that Gerard is not yet ready to strike.
We'll begin with the music. That's what made us go up to the West Wing and to the playroom.
David, I don't know whether we should start any place. Writing it down is the same as telling it. And if we tell it, they'll be angry with us.
It isn't the same. This is something we have to do.
But why? David, tell me why.
Because it's the only way they'll know what happened to us after we're gone.
Mr. Shaw,
Professor.
We're very grateful to you for coming here at such short notice.
We...
Please, come in. Julia, may I present Mr. Sebastian Shaw? Mr. Shaw, this is Dr. Julia Hoffman.
How do you do?
Hello, Mr. Shaw.
Perhaps you can tell me what this emergency is about.
Your remarkable talents make it possible for you to see into the future. What would you say if I told you that Dr. Hoffman has been to the future?
Well, I would say I would like to learn a great deal more.
So you shall. Please, sit down.
He wanted so much to tell about Rose Cottage, but for some reason, he couldn't. Neither of us knew why. All we knew was that everything had gotten out of control.
Oh, David, please hurry and finish.
I want to tell the whole story. I can't leave anything out.
And that's how Barnabas and I got back to the present time.
Since then, we've all been trying to prevent the disaster that's coming.
Well, that is a most fascinating story.
Question is, do you believe it?
Professor, I have no reason not to believe it. But I don't know if I can help you.
You gave me a demonstration of your psychic powers. Is it possible that they could be applied to this?
How?
Can you confirm whether or not there are active spirits in his house?
I don't know. I can try.
I am most intrigued by one particular clue, the one about Rose Cottage.
I've never heard of such a place.
Nor has anyone in this house. But Julia is convinced it does exist somewhere.
Could you possibly determine its location?
I hope the two of you don't think of me as being all-powerful. I'm not, you know. There are many times when I concentrate and absolutely nothing happens.
Could you simply concentrate on Rose Cottage and find out what happens? It may be a matter of life and death, Mr. Shaw.
All right. All right. I'll do what I can. Rose Cottage. Rose Cottage.
Well?
I don't think I can help you.
Then you saw nothing at all.
I saw something. But it didn't look like anything like a Rose Cottage.
Well, tell us what you saw.
Very little, actually. I saw a room. Nothing more.
What kind of room was it?
I don't know. The vision wasn't clear at all.
Perhaps it was just a room in Rose Cottage, which really wouldn't help us at all.
I'm sorry, Juliet.
Mr. Shaw, our immediate concern is for the safety of the children. Would you be kind enough to talk with them?
Why?
Because we feel that they know a great deal more than they're telling us. Perhaps if you talk to them, you might have some psychic reaction to what's happening in this house.
All right. I'm willing to try again. But I can't promise you anything.
Oh, we understand.
I'll go upstairs and get them.
I'll get some tea for us. Won't you make yourself comfortable?
Thank you.
Then, just tonight, we saw lights go on in the dollhouse. When I looked inside, I saw a living man no bigger than a doll. But when Hallie looked in, he was gone.
You can stop now, David. That's all we know.
I just want to add one more thing.
Hello, David. Hallie. I'd like you to come downstairs with me. There's someone I want you to meet.
That music. It's the same music Barnabas and I heard in 1995. What you take in your tea, Mr. Shaw?
Nothing, thank you.
It's a very interesting melody you're playing.
Well, I really wouldn't call it playing.
What's the tune?
It's something I made up in my head.
You just now out of your head?
Yes, that's right.
You never heard it before?
Never before.
I don't believe you.
I beg your pardon.
I said I don't believe you, Mr. Shaw, because it happens that I am familiar with that tune.
Well, I would merely call that a coincidence.
No, it is not a coincidence. Barnabas and I heard it when we were in the year 1995.
Dr. Hoffman, if you heard
And
it.
I can tell you where you heard it before. Earlier, when you were concentrating and you saw the vision of the room, you heard that tune.
I only saw the room. I didn't hear anything.
There is no way you could have just made up the melody. You heard it during your vision. And you know that it has something to do with the spirits in this house.
I know nothing of the sort.
Oh, or does it have something to do with Rose Cottage?
I don't know what you're talking about, Doctor.
Either heard or saw more than you're willing to tell us.
I did not.
I first heard of you, I suspected that you were a fraud. Now I'm beginning to think you're something worse. You're a man with genuine second sight who apparently uses it only for monetary gain.
I'm not willing to listen to this claptrap, Doctor. Good night, Dr. Hoffman.
Well, the children can go back to their room, Elliot. Mr. Shaw's just left.
Run along, children. We'll talk later. Julia? What happened?
I'm afraid I was too outspoken with him.
Why?
Mr. Shaw knows more than he told us. When I came back with the tea things, I found him playing a tune on the piano. It was the very same tune that Barnabas and I heard in this house in 1995.
Are you sure of that?
Oh, positive. I'd know it anywhere.
I just have to add one more thing. Then I'll hide it. It's gone. The notebook's gone.
But who could have taken it?
I don't know. Maybe Aunt Elizabeth or Mrs. Johnson.
No, we weren't downstairs long enough.
Or maybe Daphne took it.
Oh, no, David, she mustn't read what you wrote.
Quite agree with your reasoning, Julia. Shaw must have heard the melody while he was concentrating. But what I can't fathom is why he didn't mention it to us.
I shouldn't have been so blunt with him.
I still have the feeling that he can be enormously helpful to us if we can get him on our side. Good night.
Good night.
David, we don't know that it was Daphne who took the notebook.
Well, who else would have done it?
But if it wasn't, we've got to be careful what we say in there. We'll just look around. We won't say anything about the notebook.
Okay.